thanks for joining us again on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs, where this time we're looking back on Kentucky's culinary history. It's a Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs Rewind.
This is Kentucky dining at its best.
It's country cooking and Kentucky history at one of the best restaurants in the Bluegrass.
It's really hot.
We're going inside the kitchen of the Science Hill Inn, and the chef is revealing the secrets to a few of her favorite things. Another secret revealed: a bountiful beef stew with a simple secret that makes it better than ever. That's a secret that a lot of people don't know about.
And it just has a very unique taste to it.
Plus, an unlikely combination turns out to be golden on the grill.
Incredible.
All that and a twist on creme brulee that's served with the quintessential flavor of fall. Move over, pumpkin pie. Bring on the brulee. Come with us to Shelby County and behind the scenes at Science Hill Inn right now on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. Tim Laird back with you for more Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs, this time in Shelbyville at the Science Hill Inn.
It's a traditional Kentucky culinary experience. Very quaint.
Anytime I'm traveling in this part of the state, I always try to make a point to stop here at Science Hill.
Science Hill is inside an old brick building on Shelbyville's Washington Street. It's been here since 1825 when it first opened as a school.
This building was an old girls' school. It housed women that were taught science instead of prepping them to get married. They were learning science and that kind of stuff. It was one of a kind.
Science Hill Inn. Now I get the
and
tie-in.
it was on a hill.
Okay.
So that's how the name came about.
Nowadays, the building is known as the Wakefield Scarce Gallery. It's home to antique and clothing shops, lots of silver, and my favorite part, the Science Hill Inn restaurant. You'll find all the Kentucky classics here made to perfection.
We have shrimp and grits, country ham and biscuits, fried chicken.
And I saw the fried chicken coming out here earlier. I thought, oh my gosh, I wanted to grab it.
Hot water cornbread.
Their cornbread is, people travel for miles just to eat the muffins.
It's simple food prepared by precision chef Ellen Gill McCarty.
I started cooking when I was probably about 10. My mom had a little soup and sandwich shop in St. Matthews in DuPont Square. It's called the Scallion. And I started out there as a kid and loved it.
From there, it was on to UK and then to culinary school. She polished her craft in New York and California, and then came home to Kentucky. We're glad to have you here and a lot of fun, and you're going to share some secrets to some great dishes too.
I'm making a country ham and shrimp skewers on a bed of wild rice with toasted pecans and bell peppers.
Country cooking at its finest here at Science Hill Inn.
I soak these skewers in the water for about an hour,
okay,
so that they don't burn. I've got my shrimp peeled and deveined. 21-25 is the size I use. I have my country ham, which I slice thin on my slicer. You can have your butcher do it for you. I use Gatton Farms country ham.
Okay.
They're out of Western Kentucky. We've always used it. It's really nice. It's not too salty. It's sugar cured. And now I'm going to make my glaze to put on top of it. I've got some Dijon mustard, brown sugar. That's
brown
sweet
sugar?
and savory. Oh, woo. Yeah. You can use whatever bourbon you like. Woodford Reserve bourbon is what I use.
Excellent.
Very nice bourbon.
I use it too.
And then add some olive oil. Stream it in. And you're just kind of making a little bit of a dressing / marinade.
Wow.
I'm going to pour this over the shrimp skewer.
Beautiful. All over everything.
All over everything. And I save a little bit so that I can put it on the plate when it's done. Little pepper. And I'm just going to let it sit for a minute. I'm going to start my wild rice. We're going to get a saute pan with some salted butter. And then I've got some diced yellow peppers, red bell peppers, orange bell peppers, and scallions. So add that. Saute it a bit so it gets a little bit soft. You don't want it too soft. You still want a little bit of crunch to it. Add my pecans. And you could use almonds or walnuts, or if you're allergic, don't use nuts at all. Brown sugar. So it's just butter, brown sugar, and then the veggies with the nuts. I've already cooked off my wild rice, and I cooked it in a little bit of beef broth to give it a little bit of flavor.
Now goes in the same pan, get it going. All right.
And that's it.
Once the shrimp and country ham have had a few minutes to marinate, they're ready for the grill. You can do this outside or on a grill pan if you want.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, grill pan. That's perfect. Put it marinade side down.
Oh, I can't believe it. The flavor is going to be phenomenal. Oh, and then a little bit on top.
A little bit on top.
Some more of that marinade because you reserved some.
And if you're grilling it and the ham falls off, just pick it back up and throw it on the plate.
Don't worry about it.
Right.
A secret to good country cooking. Don't worry about
That's right.
it. Have fun with it.
Absolutely. And it takes probably about, 6 minutes to cook.
Okay, so about 3 minutes aside,
Yeah.
maybe? All right. Wow, does that smell incredible? All right, Chef, we're going to go to the plate. There's that wonderful wild rice dish with all those vegetables.
Just put that right in the middle. I've got a customer that comes in and orders this and a side of kale, and that's all he eats. Put that right back there on top, and there's a little piece that's sticking. Grab it, put it out. Got that nice crispy goodness to it.
Wow. To top it off, a little more of the glaze that Ellen held back when she was making it.
And then we have some good old Italian parsley. There you
Beautiful.
have it.
Now that's a dish. I don't need a spoon or a fork because I've already got a skewer, right?
Right.
Okay, I've got to try this shrimp. That has a smoky, wonderful characteristic to it, and just the right amount of flavor. Now, got to go in for some of that wonderful country ham. Crunchy, a lot of flavor, not too much salt. Awesome combination with the shrimp. I've got to try the wild rice too, with all the vegetables, everything else in there. Good crunch, nice earthy flavor. What a great combination.
The combination with the bacon and the shrimp was phenomenal.
And it just has a very unique taste to it.
You know what we call this?
What?
Downtown Triple Crown.
This is the best shrimp I have ever had, ever.
Coming up next on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs, simple secrets for beef stew. Here's another secret. Plus, what's better than pumpkin pie? How about this? Pumpkin brulee.
Never had anything that good.
Get the secrets to making it yourself when we come back inside the kitchen at Shelbyville's Science Hill Inn. Tim Laird with you again with more secrets of bluegrass chefs. This time, we found a Kentucky classic in Shelby County. This building was built back in the 1800s as a school, but now it's one of Shelbyville's greatest places to eat out.
It's excellent. Delicious.
People have been eating in this dining room since 1825.
Since it was an old girls' school back in the 1800s. I mean, this is the original hood.
It's like you're walking to history. You're actually in the same place that was serving back in the 1825s or 1800s. The restaurant is an old school, and the menu is old school too. Everything's homemade, from the pimento cheese to the blue cheese dressing. And you'll find all of the southern standards, from fried chicken to shrimp and grits. It's only open for lunch on weekdays. Sundays are reserved for brunch, and it's one of the best in the bluegrass.
Yes, the brunch, it consists of about 12 different salads. We always have fried chicken and country ham.
Oh, that's a must.
And then we have two other entrees like shrimp and grits and barbecue brisket of beef, corn pudding, zucchini casserole, kale, lima beans, carrots, green beans, beets. It's very southern. It gives a little taste of everything that we offer.
Now that's what I call brunch.
Some people leave and they go out in the courtyard and lay down and take a little nap.
The courtyard is a perfect place for private parties, which you can book through Science Hill.
People get married here a lot and then have the reception, or get married at a church and then come here.
Just very peaceful and calming and beautiful. It's calming for guests, but behind the scenes, it's another story for chef and owner Ellen Gill McCarty.
I'm your bartender. I wash your dishes. I answer the phone, and I seat you. I'm a woman with many hats.
And she even takes requests.
So if you ever want a special entree, just call me and I'll make it.
You're cooking very simple, down-to-earth food, but also very simply because you don't even have a cash register.
No computer, no cash register. Well, we used paper clips to hold the tickets on the line.
The secret to Science Hill's success is simplicity. It's an ingredient you'll find in every dish, like this, Chef Ellen's classic beef stew.
It's beef stew that's served over buttered noodles, or you can serve it over mashed potatoes.
Excellent.
It takes about 3 hours to cook. I'm going to take a little bit of butter that's salted, and I'm using butter and olive oil. The reason for that is you can get a higher heat and get a good sear on the meat, and it won't burn. Olive oil.
The beef is top sirloin, which Ellen has already cut into cubes.
And I've got about a pound of it, and this would feed about 4 not-so-hungry people. So I'm going to sear this.
There's that nice sizzle I want to hear. Just start that off.
Yeah, and that nice butter and olive oil.
Oh my
gives it
gosh,
such
yeah.
flavor.
Look at that's a happy beef. Look at that. That looks great. Now I know you have another secret to this dish, Chef. And it is
Bacon.
bacon. Bacon fat.
3 B's, butter, bacon, and
beef.
beef. Now my veggies, I cut up yellow squash, zucchini, carrots, and onions.
Okay.
And mushrooms.
That's a very nice
You
combination.
can use whatever you like.
Just whatever is fresh, whatever
root
you what do you
vegetable,
have?
yeah.
Something sturdy.
And also too, if you like to have your vegetables not so done,
Yeah.
you can wait until like an hour before.
So one of the secrets is hold off, put those in toward the end of the cooking.
Right.
Great idea.
So I'm gonna add the veggies so it gets some of that flavor. So now I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic that I've already chopped, some thyme, and some pepper. So that's all you want to do is just get that fat on there, just absorb it in the veggies a bit. And I'm going to pour it in my pan. And then I add a little Merlot, and you always cook with the wine that you drink.
Exactly.
Don't use anything that's...
And do you want to know one of my secrets, Chef?
Yes.
I
please.
drink a little Merlot
While I'm cooking?
cooking.
I like it. And then I have a little beef stock. And you can make your own, or if you're just, a home cook and you don't have time, just use, they've got some nice boxes out there, or bases like Miners where you can make your own.
Perfect.
And then I just cover it with foil, throw it in a 350-degree oven for about 2.5 hours. Check it and see how it is.
All right, I can't wait. The 2.5 hours is time well spent. Take a look at this.
2.5 hours later.
Hot, steamy, and tasty beef stew. 2.5 hours, here it is. Okay, and now we're ready for the plate up, Chef.
And I've just cooked off some wide buttered egg noodles. I'm just going to put them in the bottom of the pan. And you can use noodles, or you can use mashed potatoes. You can use grits.
Wow, it all works.
Just whatever you want.
The beef and vegetables go right on top, along with some gravy that's made from the drippings.
What I do is I take a little bit of the stock.
Okay.
And I thicken it with a little bit of roux.
So a little butter and flour, and then all of a sudden
So
you
you
get
get
this
this
nice
consistency.
kind of a gravy
Right.
out of that stock as well for toppers.
And then I add a little kitchen bouquet, which is a gravy color.
Oh,
that gives it a
beautiful.
darker color.
That is absolutely fabulous.
Garnish it with a little watercress or thyme.
Chef, do you mind if I taste?
Please do.
I've got to try this. Okay, got it. I'm getting some of that thyme is coming out. Even a little bit of that garlic comes out. And I'll tell you what, the vegetables, they're not cooked down where they're all soggy. I mean, they just have nice flavor to it and easy to eat.
Incredible.
Chef, phenomenal.
Thank you.
For more information on Science Hill Inn or any other featured restaurants on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs, log on to newlocaltv.com. And for more secrets, stay tuned. Next, it's time for dessert.
And then I'm making pumpkin creme brulee.
Pumpkin pie has nothing on this. Get the secrets to making it yourself, like they do at the Science Hill Inn. Next on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. Laird back with you, this time in Shelbyville at the Science Hill Inn. It's a long-time standout on Kentucky's landscape of restaurants.
Well, I've been here many, many, many times, and I hope I'll be here many, many more times.
You would never think Shelbyville, Kentucky, but we're going to add it to the top of the list next time.
It's a favorite spot for good old Kentucky cooking.
Food couldn't be any better.
The food is always outstanding.
It's a must-try for locals and out-of-town guests. And there's more than just food to marvel at here. They come here for your great food and they get a shop.
With antiques, and then it's a women's shop and a men's shop and a linen shop, so it's a one-stop kind of place.
Oh, how fun.
I'm looking forward to the shopping afterwards. I hear all about that, how good that is.
The building also houses the second largest collection of silver in the world. Before you eat or after, you've got to check out the silver. The collection is one of Kentucky's best kept secrets. And according to Science Hill chef Ellen Gill McCarty, there may be even more here.
Sometimes at night you can hear things. I don't know. It might be the girls running around.
Here's another secret. Is it haunted?
It might be.
Oh, there we go. All kidding aside, there's nothing to be afraid of here. In fact, you'll find the family atmosphere to be as warm and inviting as it can be.
This is a family-run restaurant, and we're here to please.
Ellen's mom works the front of the house. She took over for Dad, who retired in 2011.
Truly it was and is a family affair here at the Science Hill Inn.
You might even catch one of Ellen's kids helping out in the kitchen from time to time. Speaking of which, it's time for dessert.
I'm looking forward to this pumpkin brulee.
It's our take on just a regular creme brulee, and we just use a basic creme brulee recipe and add pumpkin to it with some pumpkin spices. In the summertime, I use berries, blackberry, blueberry, and add them into it. Yeah.
A brulee for every season.
So I start out with 3 cups of cream, and I'm going to add some pumpkin.
A little pumpkin puree goes in.
A little bit of vanilla. Then I'm just going to heat that up and add that to my egg yolks. So I'm just separating the eggs. Get a little bit of white in here. That's okay.
For this recipe, Ellen's using 6 egg yolks.
Add my spices. So whisk up the yolks. Go ahead and add my cinnamon and nutmeg.
And now, the warmed cream.
Okay, it's got a nice little simmer going.
Oh, wow. Beautiful.
And you're slowly going to add it to the egg yolks so that they don't cook.
So another secret, I mean slowly.
Right. And it'll slowly thicken up. And that's it. You could either do them in individual ramekins, which I find easier. You have more control. Or you could do it in a bigger vessel. So you can see the nutmeg and the cinnamon on top.
I can see all that goodness in there. I can even smell almost the pumpkin and the spices. Wow.
Yeah. Fill it halfway with water.
And that's important too, have a little water bath?
Yes, because if you don't, it'll curdle. It cooks it more evenly.
It only takes 10 minutes in Ellen's convection oven. At home, in a regular oven, it takes 15 to 20 minutes. Then, the brulees go into the fridge to cool and set.
I'm going to top the chilled brulee with granulated sugar, and I kind of spread it around like that. And then you just take it, and this takes kind of a practice.
You got to keep it moving.
Because if you get burned with this sugar, wow, it's really hot.
Nice.
But yeah, just brulee it.
There it is, that nice sugar topping.
Just to give it your own little touch. A little bit of whipped cream and some cookies made with Heath crisp or Heath bars.
Oh, fun!
Just kind of give it a crunch and put a little ground cinnamon, just for a little
dramatic
pizzazz, and then a little sprig of mint.
Wow! You know what? There's only one thing missing: a spoon. Did I tell you? I'm going to try this. Yeah, here. That pumpkin is so wonderfully rich and creamy. And I love the crunch of the top. I know a lot of people do pumpkin pie. But you know what? I'd rather have the brulee. It's a lot creamier, more texture to it. And by the way, you don't need that crust. I like the sugar crust instead of that dough.
I agree.
So move over, pumpkin pie. Bring on the brulee.
Never had anything that good.
This is incredible. What a sweet ending. What a sweet treat.
Thanks to Chef Ellen and her family for hosting us at the Science Hill Inn and for revealing their secrets. Hopefully you can put some of them to use at home.
That'll do it for this edition of Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. I'm Tim Laird, and we'll see you next time.